Hello and welcome to the New York Sports Show. Your host, Dominic Kahns. Here we have the NCAA Men's Division 1 Tournament Bracket. These are my predictions. Who's gonna win? Let's find out as we are here live on YouTube. This is my third ever live stream I'm doing. I would do this in a video and upload it, but I'm going to talk so much. This is so much I want to talk about. And we're going to have an upset win for the championship here. So, let's talk about it. So, if you look, even if you look online, the first four between what's 19th and 20th is North Carolina Central versus North Dakota State. We have Belmont versus Temple, FDU versus PVA&M. We have Arizona State versus St. John's for the first four. Now, once again, that's from what's 19th to 20th. So, not even 3 days away from now. Now, anyone who pays attention to basketball and college basketball know that the tournament bracket came out not even a full day and a half ago. So, right when I saw that, I printed it out. I thought really hard about my predictions. Of course, a lot of people won't agree with a lot of them. A lot of people will agree with them. You know, everyone has their own opinion, especially when it comes to sports. I am definitely not biased. I do watch a lot of NCAA basketball, but I have no really favorite team. Yale is the closest team to me as I live in Connecticut, but I have no favorite team, so this is very good. So this is an unbiased prediction, you could say. So here we go. We have round 1 from March 21st to March 22nd. Now we are right here on the bracket. If you want to look, we have the 4th seed of Duke versus against NCCU. I do think Duke's gonna win. It's the 4th seed against the 16th seed. We haven't had the 16th seed beat the 4th seed in a very, very long time. Yes, anything's possible, but Duke's such a good team. They have such a good roster. I can't picture that at all. So, we have Duke. Next, we have VCU and UCF. I do think UCF is going to get that. We have Mississippi State versus Liberty. I do think Liberty's going to win. Now, this is when the upsets come in. That is the 12th seed against the 5th seed. That's happened many times before. I do think that's going to happen. Definitely Liberty coming off with the dub there. We have the 4th seed Virginia Tech versus the 12th seed, the 13th seed St. Louis. Virginia Tech is going to win. We have Maryland versus Belmont. This is going to be interesting. I do think Maryland is going to win that game. We have LCU versus Yale. I'm not being biased, but I do pick Yale to win that game against LCU. It's the 14th seed against the 2nd seed. No, I'm sorry, the 3rd seed. Like I said, upsets happen. You know, sometimes you gotta deal with it. Upsets do happen. We have Louisville against Minnesota. I do think Louisville is gonna win. Michigan State versus Bradley. I do think Michigan State is gonna win that game. Okay, now we're on the bottom part of the bracket. We're going towards the bottom. We have the number 1 seed, Gonza, versus the 16th seed, FDU. Gonza, that's going to be a blowout win. I'm predicting it to be a blowout win. We have Syracuse versus Baylor. Baylor, definitely. I could picture them beating Syracuse. We have Marquette and Murray State. I do think Murray State is going to win that. Once again, another upset. The 12th seed and the 5th seed going up against it with the 12th seed winning. We have Florida State versus Vermont. Florida State winning that game. Very close game I am predicting it to be, though. Buffalo and ASU. I do think it's going to be Buffalo. We have Texas Tech and Northern Kentucky, Texas Tech. Now, yes, I do talk about upsets. North Kentucky is the 14th seed, Texas Tech being the 3rd seed. Texas Tech, I've watched a lot of their games before March Madness and even last season. They have such a good team. This year, I could easily picture them beating Northern Kentucky. We have Nevada and Florida. I do think Florida's going to win. We have Michigan and Montana. I do think Michigan's going to win. Once again, a very close game. I think it's going to come down and it's going to be a buzzer beater. I do think that. Going on now, to the other side, we're going to do like process of elimination here. So, other side also, still round 1, March 21st to 22nd. We have Virginia and Gardner Webb. I do think Virginia's going to win. We have Ole Miss and Oklahoma. I do think Ole Miss is going to win. Wisconsin versus Oregon. That's going to be a very big game on the bracket. I do think Oregon is going to win once again. Like I said, a buzzer beater game. Kansas State versus UC Irvine. I do think Kansas State is going to win. We have Viola and St. Mary's. I think St. Mary's is going to pull off a big upset, have it be a big blowout, and they're going to go on to the round of 2. Next, we have Purdue versus Old Dominion. I do think Purdue is going to win. Next, we have Cincinnati versus Iowa. That's going to be a very interesting game. The 7 and 10 seed, very close seeds. I do think Iowa's going to come away with that game. Next, we have Tennessee and Colgate. I do think Tennessee's going to win. It's the 2nd and 15th seed. That is a long shot right there. Maybe Colgate won't have it be a blowout, but I really can't picture them going on to the round of 2. And if so, if they do make it to the round of 2 in an upset, then definitely not the Sweet 16 or Elite 8. Next, we have North Carolina and Iona. I do think North Carolina is going to win. We have Utah State and Washington. Utah State is going to come away with that win. Very close game. We have the 8th and 9th seed there. So 2 pretty much evenly balanced teams. I do think that game will go into overtime, definitely. We have Auburn versus New Mexico State, a 5 and 12 seed. I do think Auburn's going to win. We have Kansas and Northeastern. I do think Kansas is going to win. Next, we have Iowa State and Ohio State, the 6 and 11 seed. Ohio State is going to upset Iowa and is going to go away with the win. Next, we have Houston and Georgia State. I do think Houston, we are Houston strong. I think that they're going to come away with that dub. We have Wofford and Seton Hall, the 7th and 10th seed. I do think Wofford is going to win. Final for the final 2 teams playing for the round 1 for each bracket. We have Kentucky versus Alpine Christian, the 2nd and 15th seed. I do think Kentucky's going to win in a major, massive blowout for that. Now going back, we have round 2. Now going back to this side of the bracket, we have Duke versus UCF. I do think Duke is going to come away with that win against UCF. We have Liberty versus Virginia Tech. Now remember, Liberty is the 12th seed. Virginia Tech is the 4th. I can't picture Liberty winning it. I mean, I kind of went out on a straw having them beat Mississippi State. I do think Virginia Tech is going to win and go to the Sweet 16 against Duke. Next, we have Maryland and Yale. I do think Yale is going to continue to their winning streak and go up. Now, who's going to join them? We have Louisville and Michigan State. I do think it's going to be Michigan State. Now, this one was a very hard one. Michigan State 2nd, Louisville 7th. But they both have great teams. That took a lot of thinking. I thought about that for about a good half hour, I gotta say. But I do think it's gonna be a Michigan State who comes away with the dub. Next, we have Gonza versus Baylor. I remember Baylor and Gonza. They're the 4th seed. Do I think they're going to win? No. Baylor upset on Gonza, the 4th seed. They're going to go up against Florida State, who beats Murray State. Next, we have Buffalo and Texas Tech. Texas Tech always has a great team. I think they're going to go on to the Sweet 16. Next, we have Florida and Michigan. Once again, very hard to think who will win. I did a lot of research into their previous games against each other and stats. I think Michigan's going to advance to the Sweet 16. Now, going on to the other side for the Sweet 16, the other side of the bracket, if you're following with me, that is why I'm putting it up on the camera. I don't know how well you guys could see, but that's why I'm doing it. So, still on the round of 2, from March 23rd to March 24th, we have Virginia versus Ole Miss. Virginia definitely winning on that. They're the number 1 seed. I do think that they're going to win. Close game, but not that close. Probably a 6-point game. Next, we have Oregon and Kansas State. Oregon winning it. Kansas State, yeah, they have a good team. I can't picture it. Then, upset coming. The 11th seed and the 3rd seed going up against each other. St. Mary's and Portland. Who's going to win? It's going to be St. Mary's as they advance to the round of 16. A very big upset. Going to be a very close game. I think they could do it. They have a very good team this year. Of course, not that good because they're not in the top 5 of the seeds. But I do think they have a team that could win. Next, we have Iowa and Tennessee. Iowa's going to advance. We have North Carolina and Utah State. Utah State is going to devastate North Carolina in a big win. That is the 3rd and 6th seed going up against each other. We have Auburn versus Kansas. Auburn's going to win against Kansas. I can't picture them at least not making it to the round of 16. I mean, they always have a good team. Yes, they may not make it to the championship, but they have a good team. And you know what? I'm making them go to the Sweet 16. Next, we have Ohio State versus Houston. Houston's going to win for the Midwest. And who are they going up against? Guess who? Kentucky. Kentucky's going to beat Wofford and go against Houston for the Midwest category. Okay. Going down. Sweet 16 now for the whole bracket. Who's going to advance to the Elite 8? And if so, who's going to advance to the Final 4? And after that, who's going to win the NCAA Men's Tournament Bracket Championship? Keep watching to find out. First of all, I'd like to thank all the people who are watching and who are going to watch this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on whether you think my predictions are accurate. And if so, who do you think you're going to win if not? And make sure to follow my Instagram at Supreme Dom. That is SUPREME_D0M. Okay, so here we go. Sweet 16. Big moment for some of these teams who have done so much to even get into this tournament. Here we go. Starting off, we have Duke and Virginia Tech. Whoever wins the Sweet 16 goes to the Elite 8. Duke is going to devastate Virginia Tech. And then here, we have Yale and Michigan State. Yale, the 14th seed. They were able to beat the 3 seed LSU. And they were able to beat the 6 seed Maryland. Could they beat Michigan State, which is the 2nd seed? Yes, they could. Yale is going to the Elite 8 against Duke. Next, we have Baylor and Florida State. Guess who? Guess who wins? Guess. You can't. Baylor's going to win that game. Here for the West, we have Texas Tech and Michigan. Michigan, they've been doing such a great job. Do I think they're going to win? No, they didn't do a good enough job. Bad for you, Michigan. Sorry for all the Michigan fans out there. Texas Tech is going up against Baylor. On the other side now, we have Virginia and Oregon. But Oregon's going to win that game in a very close game. I do predict it going into overtime. Here, we have St. Mary's in Iowa, who unbelievably ended up winning against a Portland. Guess what? St. Mary's going to the Elite 8 as they devastate Iowa. Next, we have Utah State and Auburn. Auburn, I am predicting them to win that game. Really close game, though. Overtime, definitely. You're going to hear me saying that for a lot of games because here we have the top teams going up against each other. I don't think the full regulation time is going to be enough. I do think a lot of these teams are going to have to go into overtime. Okay, so for the Midwest, we have Houston and Kentucky. Like I said, remember, whoever wins goes to the Elite Eight. I do think Houston's going to win. So, all the teams that are going into the Elite Eight currently that I'm predicting, I don't know if this will be accurate. I mean, there's a lot of teams playing. So, here we go. So, the Elite Eight teams are gonna be Duke, Yale, Baylor, Texas Tech, Oregon, St. Mary's, Auburn, and Houston. Who's gonna win? I don't know. Well, I mean, I do know, but you guys don't know. But you're gonna find out. Okay, so here we go, the Elite Eight. Oregon and St. Mary's. St. Mary's is gonna triumph. They are going to the Final Four. We have Auburn and Houston. Very close game. Overtime. I do think overtime, big time for this game. They're going to be scoring. Definitely the score is going to be past 120 points for each side. Definitely going to be overtime and a buzzer beater. Auburn's going to win now. Going on to the other side. We have Duke and Yale. I think Yale is going to run out of luck as Duke wins and goes to the Final Four. We have Baylor and Texas Tech. Baylor's going to win. As here we are. The Final Four. Not one, not two, not three. Four. Who's going to advance to the NCAA 2019 Men's Championship for basketball? This is going to be very interesting. A lot of you guys are not going to be happy. A lot of you guys are probably already mad because I have had your team eliminated already. But for those people who still like the 4 teams that are competing, probably won't like me after this. We have Auburn versus St. Mary's. Big, catastrophic, huge upset as St. Mary's goes to the national championship. Then on the other side of the bracket, we have Duke and Baylor. 2 great teams. Duke is gonna win. The number 1 seed going up against the number 11 seed. This is going to be a big game as here we are, the national championship here on April 8th. Who's going to win? We have the number 1 seed going up against the number 11 seed, Duke and St. Mary's. Who's going to win it? I do think it's going to be St. Mary's. So the St. Mary's NCAA men's basketball team is going to be the 2019 men's NCAA champion. This has been very fun doing the bracket. A lot of you guys are very mad at me. If this is going to happen, congratulations to St. Mary's that you won on the bracket. Even if you don't win the championship in real life, at least you won on someone's bracket. So congratulations to them. Hopefully they could win. Good luck to every team that is playing. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video for other basketball lovers. Now, you guys are probably going to hate me after seeing this video. I mean, you're like, an 11 seed beating a number 1 seed. It's a prediction. I mean, I do think, upsets happen a lot of times in every sport. We're just going to have to wait and see. The first games kick off tomorrow for the first 4. Who's gonna win? Make sure to comment whether you agree with me or not. Thank you for watching this video. I'm your host, Dominic Collins of the New York Sports